Hello everyone, in this video let's discuss how to convert the given epsilon NFA into DFA. So if you see the diagram is given, so first step is to write the transition table for epsilon NFA. So epsilon NFA transition table. So the transition table will be represented using DO. What are my input string that I have used to move from one state to another state? I have used small letter A, I have used small letter B, I have used small letter C and the epsilon. So these are my input string that are used in the epsilon NFA. Now what are my states? My states are Q0, Q1 and Q2. So Q0 is my initial state which will be represented using the arrow mark, and Q2 which is enclosed in the two circle will be considered as the final state which will be represented using the star mark. Now see, Q0 for A it is moving to Q0 itself. So it is not using B. So for B it is not moving to any other state. So you write phi. So what phi represent? Null. Null means it is not moving to anywhere. Now Q0 is not using C also. So write phi. Q0 using epsilon it is moving to Q1. So write Q1. Now Q1 using small letter B it is moving to Q1. So write Q1. It is not using small letter A. So write phi. It is not using small letter C also. Write phi. Using epsilon it is moving to Q2. So write Q2. Next, Q2 using small letter C it is moving to self loop, that is Q2 itself. It is not using small letter A and small letter B. So it is not using epsilon also. So write phi. Now we are completed with the first step, that is epsilon NFA transition table. So we must convert it to DFA now. So in the second step I will be writing the DFA transition table. DFA transition table. So it will also be represented using the DO itself, and my input strings are A, B and C. You should not use the epsilon because you are converting the epsilon NFA to DFA. In DFA we will be not using the epsilon. So only A, B, C will be left. Now to write the state, you will be finding the new state, not this state. So what you will be doing is, you must be finding the epsilon closure of all these states in the NFA diagram. So epsilon closure of Q0, epsilon closure of Q1 and epsilon closure of Q2. So you must find all these. So how to find? So if you see Q0 using A it is moving to itself. So you can write Q0 also. Next, using epsilon up to the maximum where it is moving. So from Q0 using epsilon it is moving to Q1. So using that epsilon itself it is moving to Q2 also. So what is our funda? Using the epsilon, what is the maximum state it can reach? If you see Q1 it can't go back, it can move free. Using B it is going to Q1 itself. Next, using epsilon it is moving to Q2. So Q2 is my final state, you will be stopping there. If you see Q2, so Q2 can only go to Q2 using C. It can't move further because there is no epsilon also, there is no forward direction arrows also. Now we have find the epsilon closure of Q0, Q1, Q2. So what is the epsilon closure? Up to the maximum node or the state which a node or a state can move using the epsilons. Using the epsilons, Q0 can move to Q1 also, Q2 also, like that. It is a straight line. Now we got the epsilon closures. They will act as the states. Q0, Q1 and Q2 is my one state. Q1 and Q2 is my another state. Q2 is my another state. If you see here, Q0 is the initial state. So Q0 is here, so it will be considered as the initial state. And wherever Q2 is there, you will be taking it as the final state. Wherever Q2 is there, it will be considered as the final state. Q2 is here, so it is the final state also. Q2 is here, it will also be considered as the final state. Q2 is here also. This will also be considered as the final state. So now, after finding the epsilon closures, you just copy them one by one here also. Q0, Q1, Q2. For B it will be Q1 and Q2. For C it will be Q2. Like this you just copy them. For B and this is for C. So here also you must copy, here also you must copy. Now for Q1 and Q2, see here, Q1 and Q2. For A, they are moving to null. Both are moving to null. So write null. For B, both are moving to Q1 and null. You don't need to write null, you just write Q1. For C, they are moving to Q2 and null. Don't need to write null, just write Q2. Now, Q2, see Q2. For A, it is moving to null. For B, it is moving to null. For C, it is moving to Q2. Using this DFA transition table, we will be writing the DFA diagram in the third step. So third step will be of DFA diagram. So what are my states? Q0, Q1 and Q2 is my one state, which is the initial state also, and it is the final state also. So if final state means enclose it with the two circle. Next, Q1 and Q2 is my another state. This is also my final state. Q2 is the another state and this is also my final state. So Q0, Q1, Q2 for A, they will move to Q0, Q1 and Q2. That is self loop. For A, self loop. For B, they will move to Q1 and Q2. For C, they will move to Q2. Next, Q1 and Q2 for A, null. Null means they won't move to anywhere. Next, for B, they will move to Q1. So you just write another one state, that is Q1. So you don't need to enclose it with two circle because Q2 is not present in it. Q2 was the final state. So wherever Q2 was present, we took it as the final state. Here in Q1, there is no final state. You write as it is. So for B, it is moving to Q1. Next, for C, it is moving to Q2. For C, it is moving to Q2. Next, Q2, for A, it is not moving to anywhere. For B also, it is not moving to anywhere. For C, it is moving to Q2. That is self loop. Now, at the final step, that is at the fourth step, you will write the DFA standardized format. That is, M will be equal to Q comma summation comma dou comma Q0 comma F. So what is Q? Q is the states that I have used in the DFA diagram. So what are my states? Q0, Q1, Q2. Enclose it with the flower bracket. Next, another state is Q1 and Q2. Next, it is Q2 and another one is Q1. So these are my states. Now, summation means the input strings that I have used. So what are my input strings that I have used? A, B and C. Small letter A, small letter B and small letter C. Now, dou means DFA transition table, which we wrote in the second step itself. No need to write it again. Q0 means initial state. So which is the initial state? Q0, Q1 and Q2. So enclose it with the flower bracket. Q0, Q1 and Q2 is my initial state. F means final state. So all three were the final state. Q0, Q1, Q2, Q1, Q2 and Q2. So write all of them. So Q0, Q1, Q2 is my first final state. Next it will be Q0, Q1. Next it will be Q1, Q2. Next it will be Q2. So these are my three final states. So the first step is to write the epsilon NFA transition table. Second step to write the DFA transition table. Third is to write the DFA diagram. And fourth step is to represent them using the standardized format. Hope you understood how to convert the epsilon NFA into the DFA. If you have any doubt, please comment below. If you liked the video, please subscribe and support us. Thank you.